I knew I could count on you.
A pleased smile slowly spreads over his lips, and the sight makes me relax a little. He pats the couch beside him, and I don't exactly feel like I'm in a position to refuse. You got it? You good?
Yep.
Hell yeah! I approach and tentatively lower myself down, sinking into the soft cushions.
Hello.
So one of those couches where you just immediately sink into it.
Why, you're as stiff as a sheet of glass. What's wrong, Jack?
Stiff as what? Say it again.
Stiff as glass.
Your secretary back there wasn't exactly the most gentle of fellas.
I apologize. They're used to dealing with coarser individuals than yourself. You see, and I forgot to tell him to use kid gloves.
Kid gloves.
To use kid gloves with something or someone means to treat it delicately or carefully. The term refers to gloves made from kid leather, the skin from a young goat, which is extraordinarily soft and smooth.
I don't understand the need to use this kind of language in this game just to, like, give us a glossary. Why are they teaching us? Why do they have to teach us?
I mean, we're learning about the time period, and the language was a part of that. It's interesting.
Did they really?
Well, some people find it really, really interesting to see how, like, language changes over time, how it evolves. That's the whole point of linguistic anthropology.
Woo!
Huh. It's fun.
Personally, I don't really give a shit that kids' gloves were made from goat skins and are very soft.
I mean, I don't either, but some people might find it interesting.
Hit me something a little more interesting. It's not that. I just wasn't quite expecting all of this.
All of this? You mean a nice back room and a speakeasy?
Chinigan gives me a fox?
Faux.
Faux?
Yep. A faux innocent look.
More words I don't understand.
Faux just means fake. Like faux fur. Like it's not it's like synthetic. You know what I mean?
Why can't we just use the regular words?
I don't know. I think it's like a French thing.
Did I say that right? I can't remember. I forgot 2 seconds after you told me.
What, faux? Oh, you can skip
Faux.
past that part.
Right, that's obviously what I was referring to.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here, your prize. I hope it didn't get smushed when your lackey was jostling me around. That's right, the cake!
Yeah.
Offer my, Chinigan a bag with cake, and his eyes light up when he takes it from my hands.
Wonderful. Oh, I can smell it already. Sischlet what?
Okay, do you understand my point now?
Well, this is Hebrew. He's speaking Hebrew, I think. Or Latin. Translates as, it is hard to eat a stranger's bread. Purportedly used by Jews in St. Louis, Missouri as of 1920. Interesting.
Okay, fine, but also really not necessary.
Yeah. My rabbi used to say, but I like to pretend it doesn't apply to cakes.
He gazes longingly at the bag for a moment, then sets it to one side. A smile fades into... Tiki, just because I'm talking doesn't mean you need to talk too. Little buddy, you come out here and chill and stop talking.
May's got
he's like talking smack.
May's got a little bird friend who comes out and talks smack sometimes.
He was in his cage just mumbling random words. Shut up. Okay. A smile finds its way onto my lips before I realize it, and the way he likes sweets so much really reminds me of Leslie.
They would be a great match. Oh, before I forget, I have something for you, Jack.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Chinigan leans around the edge of the sofa, grunting softening before straightening his back up with the bottle in hand. Old Forester Kentucky whiskey, the label reads. You remembered? I don't remember. Do you remember?
Nope.
Cool.
I have an excellent memory. Especially when it comes to people who catch my interest.
Why did you... That ASMR, though, was really not necessary.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's completely necessary.
That shut us both up. He takes a glass softly. He takes a glass from the table beside him and starts to pour me a drink, humming softly. Sounds like he poured the entire bottle.
Yeah, he did.
I notice that he's already got a half-empty cup of coffee for himself, black as the night.
This is a quality product right here. I promise there's no Ed involved. Go
What
ahead.
is that?
Remember it was
Oh,
Ed's bathtub? No Ed! No Ed
There
in
is
this
not
one.
a lick of Ed in this wine.
I don't want
Or
to lick Ed in
whiskey.
any wine.
Chinnigan hands me a glass, letting his finger brush against mine for a moment, longer than necessary.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, you're quite the host.
You expected anything less?
When do I get to meet Ed?
You know, when we canoodle later. We'll canoodle in his bathtub. Hello.
Oh, good.
Squeak.
He's saying Tiki Bird. It's like he's challenging me because I'm talking.
He's like, come at me.
Silence, child.
But man.
He turns a he turns a little on. He's challenged.
It's alright, keep going.
He turns a little. Shut up! Come here! Come here! Step up! Step up, you absolute brat! Be quiet! If you're sitting on me, will you just be hush? He turns a little bit on the sofa, propping one elbow against the back so he can gaze at me head on. I did it.
Yay.
Feeling slightly embarrassed under his stare, I take a curious sip of the drink. I taste Ed.
Mm.
Damn, it goes down so easy. Good enough that I can see why you're not serving it out there.
A man has to make a living, unfortunately. Buying and transporting high-quality goods is expensive, not to mention risky. I'd much prefer to serve good liquor over the common swill, but it's not quite feasible yet.
He pauses for a thoughtful moment, though his eyes flick back to my face soon after.
He always looks like he's, like, having a thoughtful moment.
Well, yeah, his hand never leaves his chin.
It's glued.
He's always thinking.
He was in a crazy glue accident as a child.
It's always been there.
Well, about that information I owe you, assuming you're still interested in work.
What? What work? What are we talking about?
Well, we were trying to get probe him for information, right? He said he'd give us some information.
Uh-huh.
If we got him a cake. About, like, the...
Uh-huh.
The Prohibition crap.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go on, man.
As I nurse my drink, Finnegan begins to describe the main mafia figures in the city, along with the various rackets they keep, in great detail. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, really not.
Combined with everything else I've seen tonight, I think it confirms my suspicions. He's near the top of the underworld food chain in Cleveland, of all places. He's not even trying to hide it. In fact, I think he's just playing a game with me, seeing how far we can take this before one of us has to state the obvious.
Well, I'm a cop.
Well,
Well,
knowing that, you would think I'd be incredibly uncomfortable right now, but for whatever reason, being around Finnegan puts me completely at ease. Maybe it's his disarming casual mannerisms or the soft, smooth way he speaks. There's nothing aggressive or thug-like about him. He's perfectly composed.
Yes, I
All
am.
because he's armed. Nothing to worry about when you're armed.
Yep.
Occasionally, he shifts on the sofa beside me, brushing my leg with his own in a way that can't possibly be an accident. Way to read into it, my dude. I can't tell what's going on behind his twinkling green eyes, but there's something playfully devious as the glances he keeps giving me.
And I think that would make our trade just about even, no?
He finishes his thorough description with an impish wink, taking a sip of his coffee. You sure are familiar with all the gang activity here, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd almost think you controlled some of it yourself.
Me? Why, I'm not sure what would lead you to such an outrageous conclusion.
Instead of looking offended, though, Chinnigan presses in a little closer, his smirk suddenly growing mischievous.
Eyebrows waggling.
Ew, don't waggle at me.
After all, it's rather rash to assume things about people you don't know particularly well. Don't you agree, Richter?
He's on to us. I don't know what you're talking about. How do you... Is there a receipt in the bag? If there's a receipt in the bag, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my god, and it says his name. He smugly lifts the cake, rustling it before my face.
Your name is on the label? Oh my god, we are that stupid.
You stupid
We are that stupid!
idiot!
A mistake I wouldn't expect from you, if you'll pardon my rudeness. Were you distracted at the time that you purchased it?
Idiot. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're dumb.
Not about to mention how I was daydreaming about him when I bought the cake, you stupid hoe!
Oh my god. Buddy.
I think I'd rather let my professional pride take the fall.
Of course, I know you're a detective too. And I can guess why you're here. But please, don't take it as a blow to your acting skills. I'm just well acquainted with a number of professional liars, you see.
If you already know so much about me, why are you pouring me drinks rather than having me shot and dumped in an alley?
Who says that it's not poisoned?
It's Ed's. It is poisoned. Chinnigan, yeah, he clicks his tongue, lightly wagging a finger at me.
See? Waggling. Told you.
He's waggling all over the place.
Violence is not how I prefer to do business, Richter.
Why not?
Well, I only save violence for the bedroom.
Oh!
It's only ever a temporary solution. Violence begets violence, which is why you have warring Italian crime families rather than one consolidated powerful body. Although you do have a very powerful body. No, in most circumstances, I would much rather make friends than enemies. Friends like you, which is why you're not being dumped in an alley.
I'd let you dump me in an alley.
I'll dump in your alley.
Oh, what the... Why did you say that?
Although I would never harm Shayna Poonim like you, no matter what my moral code was. What does that mean?
Little gay boy?
Maybe. The Yiddish phrase literally means pretty face. Close enough.
He shifts on the sofa again, this time letting his legs stay resting against my own.
Let's see.
Goodness. Ooh. I swallow, relieved at Chinnigan's explanation, but acutely aware of his face being mere few inches to my right. He knows who you are. He knows you're a cop. And you're like, he's so close to me, oh my god.
Instead of I need to get the heck out of here.
Not the least worried that he might have a gun.
Well, he's definitely packing some kind of heat.
You certainly wow. You certainly aren't like any other guy I've met, law-abiding or otherwise. Why don't you tell me more about what it's like being in this risky business? I clumsily attempt to slide the conversation in another. Why would he continue to tell you anything?
Well, I mean, he told him a bunch of stuff this far, knowing exactly who he was.
What his agenda? Slide the conversation in another direction, daring to glance over at Chinnigin.
No, please. I know a one-sided agreement when I see one.
With the gloating air of someone who just caught their opponent cheating, Chinnigin shakes his head.
I'll answer a few questions of yours, but only on the condition that I can ask questions of my own. I swear on my honor to answer the truth, and you'll do the same, but we can each avoid one question in exchange for a favor.
I don't like this game, Dad.
No, I like it very much. Does that strike you as fair?
No. His tone casually rises up at the end, not so subtly, daring me to accept. I think I'd be an idiot to expect a businessman like yourself to play fair, but alright, I'll bite.
That's what I like to hear.
Chunigan gives me a rakish.
Chunigan.
Chunigan.
Yeah, rakish, I think.
Rakish? Teasing grin, all too pleased with my reply.
As a gesture of goodwill, I'll even let you start.
Really? How do you make any money with that kind of generosity?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
As Chunigan chuckles to himself, I pause and ponder on just what to ask. What do I want to know the most about? I did not read that sentence right, but, it came out the same way.
All good, all good. Alright, do we want to ask about his gang or his history?
Does it matter?
I have no idea.
I thought, we're not playing it safe anymore, are we?
Oh no, we're going.
Let's hear about his tragic past.
History it is.
Tell me about your background, your history, what it's like for you growing up.
My question's... Ooh, that's not me.
Oh, we crashed into each other there.
Whoop, whoop.
My question seems to catch Chinigan off guard. But his surprise quickly shifts into a gentle, pleased expression, and he nods in acknowledgement.
I was raised in a cozy little Jewish community in Missouri, where I lived until a few years ago. I'm sure you'll find this hard to believe, but I always kept to myself as a boy. I rarely spoke to anyone. I suppose you could say I was afraid of rejection.
They bullied me for my chin.
That's why I cover it all the time now. It's very weak.
Yeah.
Our rabbi was my closest friend. We ate corned beef sandwiches and talked about baseball on the weekends. Looking back now, I think he was just as lonely as I.
Like eating lunch with the teacher at school.
Yeah, whoa.
Sad. He chuckles softly, gaze flicking down to the coffee table, lingering on his cup. I can't imagine Chinigan ever being withdrawn. I guess he didn't develop his charisma until later.
Several days after my bar mitzvah, a few boys who I'd never seen before approached me on the street. Do we have to look at a bar mitzvah?
We really
know what
don't.
it is. Okay, we know what it is. Meyer, they said, you're a tall, strong guy. Why the hell are you playing with the rabbi instead of making money? I realized I didn't have much of an answer.
Boy, stop playing with that rabbi and come here.
Come here. We formed a merry little crew. It was enjoyable to have that kind of attention from my peers, and my desire to fit in was why I began doing jobs with them.
And then I became a hooligan.
Eventually my name garnered a certain reputation. The association grew, people started looking up to me, and somehow I ended up on the top of it all.
Chinian's eyes returned to me. Can't really read the true emotion behind them. Nostalgia, regret, or satisfaction. The rabbi, you know whatever happened to him?
We don't speak anymore.
Oh, sad.
Aw.
He gives me one of those brief, thin-lipped smiles, the kind you only show to be polite. Again, it's hard to see through what it means, but I can detect a little longing in his eyes. A voice. What did that say? I looked away. Voice. You know, I don't... Oh, my tummy is rumbling. That's loud. I'd always separated mobsters, not monsters, from real people in my head. Like, you're all just monsters who lost your humanity.
There's the monsters.
Found it. But listening to you talk, I guess it makes me realize how we're not so different after all. I twirl my glass between my finger, unsure if that knowledge makes me more happy or grim. Finnegan studies me in silence for a little while. It's not an awkward silence, though, just a thoughtful one. Well, your turn. For a question, you have one?
Oh, I have many.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
When the silence finally breaks, Finnegan gives me a wry smile, his eyes momentarily flicking down to my mouth. Shut up!
Yo, Tiki, we're getting to the good part.
I wasn't telling Tiki to shut up. I was telling this horny little boy.
Okay. I thought you were talking to the bird.
No, Tiki's calling himself a good baby.
He's a good baby.
Chill.
He's a good baby.
You a good baby? You done barking? Some may say I have too many animals.
And
I wouldn't say that.
no such thing.
I have too many loud animals.
Fair.
Okay. Yeah, I'm listening.
Alright. What's your greatest fear?
Getting bit by Tiki. My greatest fear? He nods, watching me expectantly. No immediate answer pops into my head, so I mull over the question for a moment. My greatest fear? Something that would keep me from sleeping at night. Hurting innocent people.
Oh?
I nod, forcing a brief awkward smile as I take another sip of my drink.